welcome to Rain's Cryptids, Myths, and Folklore, Cryptid Thoughts, Episode 4. How did they do that? I'm your host, Rain. First, I would like to apologize for not having videos up for the last couple of weeks. I had microphone issues, so I am back and we are working again. So, let's get started. Today, I am talking about possible ways they are getting around and disappearing so fast. And not just the fact they can move at incredible speeds, but other possibilities as well. Of course, some it's really amazing since they are so large. Even our flying cryptids as well. They all seem to also have a good ability for camouflage. Could we be just slow enough that they can stop and be hidden that quickly? Or are they using something else? Some of these things are very tall, and their height could help them hide easily. We are not very good at looking up when searching sometimes. Not to mention, they also have the ability to be still, very still. We seem to have to wiggle too much, not to say some of us don't learn the ability to still ourselves. Every time I try to be still or someone says, be still, I instantly either get a tick or my nose itches, or even a hair starts to tickle me. But others are really good at it, like in the military. Even some work with meditation teaches us to be still, which I suck at as well. Military does teach us to still, but also to be still in tough situations. But cryptids take it to a whole new level. Bigfoot/Sasquatch is a good example of this, I believe. I honestly believe if you are seeing him, he is allowing you to see him, and there are more around. You just don't know it because they are camoed out, being extremely still until it's safe. Their fur color is also something I think helps them hide. As many have mentioned, it fits their environment for camouflage. There are other cryptids that have fur that could help in this direction as well, especially when you've got forests and swamps. The more dense the area, the better for them, I believe. But there are cryptids that don't have fur, not to say they don't have good camo abilities as well. It is possible they could have the ability to cloak themselves. And yes, kind of like the Klingon ship in Star Trek. Now, that would be cool if they do have that ability to cloak themselves. I don't believe Bigfoot or werewolves have this ability, but maybe a type of lizard man or gnomes, and even fairies. And it would definitely cause those high-ups to want that ability, which I'm sure they do, and they hunt them just so they can try and figure out how they do it, which means torture, of course. But I'm sure not all have that ability. So then you also have the cave systems. Just what we know of the caves is actually minuscule compared to the extremely huge cave systems that are out there. In the parks, there are cave systems we probably have never seen and will never see. Our history and our lives have been so sheltered from what we were meant to know. I believe some of those caves used to be buildings and were covered in the mud flood. You know, one of our resets. And that's how some of the caves came to be. The cryptids are using them, or at least might have used them all, but I'm sure some not anymore since those high-ups have taken some for their evil deeds to be done. But still, you have to think some still are used by the cryptids. I have heard that werewolves use the cave systems, but I also have heard they travel really far in them, like from Upper Canada down to even the Appalachian Mountains and many other places, which is possible why they smell like sulfur. Of course, most instantly, some will say that is why they are evil, or maybe we are the evil ones for forcing them to live that way. I mean, we are the ones that allowed man to muddle in our history, turning everything into evil if it isn't classified as a real animal. So everything else is a demon. Plus, if they are traveling that far and using the cave systems for that long, it's going to cause them to smell like sulfur, especially if there are volcanic veins around. Since some caves, I do believe, go really deep. It's not like they climb out and go, "Dang, I need a bath. I smell like rotten eggs." No, because of the animal instinct, it would be good for masking their natural scent to hide from prey or even other predators. Of course, the flyers probably are unable to use cave systems, so what could they be using? Of course, now, not to say I haven't heard of some flyers using caves, really big caves, but what else could they use? Real quick, please hit that like and subscribe button and share as well. Now, what else could they be using? Portals, maybe? Yes, I said portals. Why wouldn't I? I do believe portals exist and are being used by some of these supernatural cryptids. The Thunderbird, for example, is one I believe for sure uses portals. Now, whether it creates them or they are anomalies that happen and they just use them, well, I don't know that for sure. But they do use them. It seems they are opening in thunderstorms for the Thunderbird as well. Then you have Mothman, who seems to appear and disappear. Could it be using portals? You gotta wonder if cryptids like Loch Ness use them as well, or are they using the cave systems? Fairies and many other fae seem to have dimensional abilities, so thinking portals is not so far out there, really. I have seen several different videos of people trying to create portals. Well, not trying to, but accidentally creating them. If the videos are true, I don't know, but they are on my radar for now until proven otherwise. There has been some researchers that think portals open up at certain points of an alignment of the sun and Earth's magnetic points. If that is true, then you know those high ups know as well, which means more meddling and lies. But also the old world before the reset probably knew, and probably even the cryptids at least some knew. With that, I have also mentioned in my Goatman video of a goatman using a portal. There was a man who encountered a strange smell and feeling. He said you could feel the air become dense and humid, with the smell like when a thunderstorm is rolling in. But it was completely clear and sunny. Then for a moment from head to toe it became filled with static electricity. All the hair stood up. It lasted about 45 seconds. Right afterwards is when he saw the goat man. From the sounds is what I would think if a portal opened up and closed nearby. There was a person who said they came across well, they didn't know what it was at first, but in the end thinks it was a portal. They threw a water bottle to see what would happen, and the bottle disappeared, never to be seen again. Their watch also had stopped working, and the hair on their body stood up on end while near it. I also hear trying to record them is also a no go, probably because of the energy it uses causing everything to go haywire. If it will stop watches, then you might want to back away, far away, to record, I guess. Now, between the mentioning of the cave systems and portals, I would like to mention the many missing people in these parks. Now, some were found not alive, but even fewer than that were found alive. Some of them were experienced hikers in the areas they supposedly got lost in. Yeah, I'm not buying that they knew the terrain like the back of their hand and got lost. I have a hard time with it, especially with experienced hikers and survivalists. It is more than likely they came across either one of our cryptids, most likely not a nice one either, or even one of our known animal predators. But now, to add another possibility, they could have walked into a portal. I know with some of the missing, there have been some odd weather anomalies. Like they go missing, searchers go to look for them, and all of a sudden there is weird weather that will screw up the search and any evidence to find them, like tracks or scents. Then they are found dead or alive 10 miles from where they should have been. This especially includes kids, and a kid is not going to travel that far. Sorry, not buying it. So, could they be walking into or even carried into a portal only to come out another in a different area? And that's why they are so far from where they should have been? If so, why are so many are found dead? What are they doing to them on the other side of that portal? Or is it that on the other side of that portal, it's really rough? More just animal instinct over there, maybe? Or is it because they went in the portal, then when they come out, they are disoriented, not knowing where they are, causing them to be lost? Plus, the search party is looking in the wrong area because they came back through a different portal. There are even some that were found later in spots that had been searched already. But there they are when they weren't before. I have found that many countries have found old ruins that have a portal ability look to them as well, kind of like a Stargate. As I also said before, movies always have some truth to them. This could be one. Now, wondering why cryptids would come here using a portal? Well, I don't know that yet, but I will keep searching for that answer. It's possible some of these portals are in the cave systems as well. We have a lot to catch up to that has been hidden from us. Portals, other dimensions, and all the cryptids as well. Speaking of dimensions, I believe in them as well. What are they? Well, not sure, but it has logic to it. If you look past the ridiculous man muddles we have been given about them. In my mind, it is many places, like ours, but done differently. Maybe more animalistic or more nature-ish. Not even sure that's a word. But still, nonetheless, could be more bigger cities. I don't know. It all comes down to they are just different. It's a dimensional type of deal. They could be exactly the same, just in a different frequency. Who knows? I'm sure there is probably more than one as well. Then you also have Mandela effects. They have been growing worse the last few years. Heck, I even had something happen to me that is so unexplainable. I know it will sound simple, but it's big to me. I bought this barrette for my hair in Oregon when I went to visit some friends. I had this thing for a couple of years now. Didn't wear it, mainly because I suck at doing my hair sometimes, and I was having trouble trying to figure out how to wear this barrette. Nonetheless, I digress. But I went to wear it about a year ago, and it broke while I was trying to put it in. I even showed my husband I broke it before I really ever got to use it. A week ago, well, 2 weeks ago now, I was looking for any barrette for my hair and found it, and it wasn't broken anymore. I mean, a piece of metal on it broke off where it wouldn't clamp down anymore. But it isn't broken anymore, and I wore it that day. Even my husband remembers me breaking it, and now it's fine. So Mandela effects and many other things do exist. We just have to learn about them. Just remember, when you come across something that seems impossible, don't just deny it. Just go, I wonder, and leave it at that. Because it will mean you are not sure if it's real, but you will allow your mind to work it out and think and learn more, to grow. That's what we are here for, to learn. And if you shut that down, you become, well, for a lack of better term, nothing. But everything is actually possible. So if you see a portal, know that you may not be able to record it, but you got the privilege to see it. Just don't go in it, and maybe leave the area since we don't know what is coming out of them. And that is what I've got for this cryptid thought. How'd they do that? So until next time, this is Rain, signing off.